finally here. The 300 Series Landcruiser. It took me 12 months from when I first ordered the 300 Series Landcruiser. It took 12 months before I got my hands on it. It took so long because I ordered black, GR Sport, leather trim, in red, mind you. So it took a while. It took 12 months to get it, but it's actually 10 years in the making if you consider that the 300 supersedes the 200. The 200, which I'd spent the last 10 years building 4 200 Series Landcruisers in the V8 version. The 300 comes in a V6, so it's a big change. Things are going to be different, you know, like how's it going to go? What's it going to do? When I was building the 200 for the first time, it was a conversion, and I built another 3 conversions after that. I think I started with white. I ended up building a lot of black cars towards the end there, back in black. Blackout. I actually ordered a black GR Sport, black 300 Series. I decided this time that I wasn't going to build a black car. Black was done, so we're going to something different. And that's where the concept evolved. The 300 is different, it's new. Everyone is excited about it coming to the market. They're still sort of dribbling in.
It's one of the most anticipated releases in the vehicles.
Hard to find parts for them, hard to find aftermarket accessories, because straight away I saw it, I went, I've got to modify that, we've got to put some fruit on it. And so I started searching, and people haven't got all their gear finished yet, so a lot of it is prototype or still being built, so to speak. As a stock unit, the 300s are, yeah, they're all right, but they can be so much better. So like any build, you got to start somewhere. And I literally drive it 15 minutes from the dealer straight to Outback Armour, in she goes. So basically we just tear all the Toyota stuff out and put aftermarket goodies, and that's where it starts. So with the help of McCormack's 4-wheel drive and everybody else that has supplied their 300 series products to this truck, that's where it started, because everyone else is also in the same boat. They are doing something new for the first time after 10 years designing and refining the products that went on to 200 series Landcruisers.
And that's the new 300 Toro bar, mate.
Hot off the press.
This is the first one being fitted on a GR as we speak.
Yeah, fair enough. So everything from how the roof rack was going to fit to what size rims you put on, they've come up Smith.
Yeah.
I like them, they look really good. Yeah.
How big are they?
No, they're only 285s.
Are they?
Yeah. On to how we're going to tune this thing. Those things were easy for the last 10 years because they're literally just refined and bolted on. The 200 became an awesome weapon, and that's where Blackout ended. Still sitting at home in the garage, by the way, probably sulking. Probably the biggest disappointment for me with the 300 was the fact that they got rid of the V8. There's no doubt about it that Blackout has got this awesome note that comes out of it. It just feels like it's powerful, and it is. It's got a lot of torque and a lot of power, but it sounds like it.
Mate, your car's nuts. The horsepower of that thing's insane.
And so introducing a V6 into the market, Toyota are either really stupid or really brave, because they're saying that they can get the same sort of torque and the same sort of outputs, horsepower outputs, as the V8 200. So I'm really keen to see whether we can get that or hit those marks. Not to mention, is the suspension going to be up to speed? Is they made it out of aluminium this time, so parts of this truck, parts of this wagon are full aluminium doors. I think it goes from roof is aluminium, and there's steel parts in the panels. So probably the hardest part of all for people making products to go on these 300s is the fact that their technology now, like that technology is like next level. It's going to have every little camera, radar, sensor, you name it on board. And that's going to be a little bit of an issue as well. with a lot of manpower, a lot of time, a lot of effort, sort of thinking about bringing colour schemes together and people's products. Does that make sense to you? Interesting, isn't it? What is that? That's part of the exhaust. And that's why I chose McCormack's, because the fact that it's that attention to detail is what will make this truck. And I spent many a nights thinking about the colours that were going to come together and turning the black into what colour was going to be the main colour on it. Looking and getting advice and talking to people.
Or is it going to be too much orange?
Well, the fair lead's going to be orange. It all sort of come together and, well, let's stop mucking around. Let's have a look at this thing. Literally today in the forest is the first time the tyres have been on the dirt, the first time they've been off-road. I'm happy with the way the performance and the power and the torque. I'm happy with the layout, the way it's sort of all come together, and thanks to all the people that were involved in this build. And it's come together really well, and I'm really keen to see how it's going to go on a real tough adventure and see how it performs. But so far, it's ticking all the boxes. It's a very cool truck. We're going to surely see some trucks come into this space that are going to be a hell of a lot more tricked up than this, but you got to start somewhere, and this is where I've started. Can't wait to get it out there, so stay tuned for that action. In the meantime, let's have a look at how this whole project came together and built the Adventure 300. Wow, it's turned up, finally turned up. This is the new GR Sport 300 series Toyota Landcruiser, right? Now you know me, I like Toyota Landcruisers. I've got a blackout truck, which has had an absolute whooping in the last couple of seasons, and the latest season too, by the way. Now, I've picked up one of these because everyone keeps talking about the new 300. I've got the old 200, this is the new breed of Toyota. Now, I've decided I'm going to do a rig build on the 300 wagon. So we're going to start with a wagon, because I've actually never done a wagon when it comes to the 200. They've always been chopped. So let's start with a wagon, and then eventually we'll be able to work up to doing a conversion on it. Now the 300 wagon, okay, is the GR Sport. Now I chose the GR Sport because it's got diff locks front and rear. It's got a different grille on it. I even chose black. I don't know, I just keep going back to the colour black. I do like the colour black. It's easier to start doing things to. So we're going to give this thing the full workout. Rhino rack, we're going to put some ROH rims on it, we got some Outback armour to go onto it, and that's what I'm going to talk to you guys today about, getting some Outback armour on this truck straight up. So it got delivered here literally, okay, today, and we're going to roll it into the workshop here at Outback Armour, and it's going to get a 2-inch suspension lift straight up. Now, you got to remember, these 300s have got some fancy stuff on them, but from what I've heard, the guys at Outback Armour have already got that sorted. So I can't wait to see what this thing looks like once it's got a 2-inch lift under it, and I can start putting all the gear on it.
So we're fitting out the Off-Road Adventure 300 series. Jase has allowed us to whack in our adjustable suspension. You can see from the rear, we're also putting in our coil-over rear shock absorbers. That'll take a lot of the sway out of the vehicle, especially with Jase running heavy weights in the rear. He's got his draw system, potentially a boat, and also a caravan, stuff like that. Up in the front, we're also running our adjustable range as well. It's the best thing for most of the touring base. We're also going to run our bump stops front and rear as well in this vehicle, just to be able to get a progressive base, just in case we hit a warp or a washout or something like that.
One of the most anticipated releases in the vehicles. So we've done all the testing on all the versions, and we've gone through and got all the components done. We've tested it and done the development on the DSVs, on the adjustable range, on our performance range. And we've got some of our extra components like we normally do. The bump stops, the progressive rate bump stop kits for them, sway bars, all the extra components to make this a very, very capable vehicle. As we're all aware, Jase likes to really overdo things with the off-road, like where they take the cars to, the weight they put into them, the gear they've got to carry to go and do the sort of things they do. So we've been able to develop the springs, suspension, shocks, that's going to handle everything that he's going to throw at this vehicle. So this one here, even though it doesn't have all the gear on it now, is going to end up with everything that he can possibly put on there, and he's going to take it out and give it what for.
Alright guys, so behind me is the 300. Now I've got it back from Outback Armour, and they've put a 2-inch lift under it. Now at the moment it's got no weight in it whatsoever. It's got stock tyres and rims on it. And what we need to do now is get all the weight onto the vehicle. And once we start getting that weight onto the vehicle, the suspension can settle down, and then I'll get another look at it to see how, what needs changing and what needs adjusting and stuff like that. Because remember, this is a GR Sport, which means it's got all the kinetic stuff going on as well, pretty high tech. But the guys at Outback Armour, they've got it sorted. Now, today, the first thing I'm gonna put on in the shed, and Simon will be around shortly, he's gonna give me a hand to put it on, but we're gonna put the roof rack on, okay? So it's a Rhino rack platform with the backbone. Check this out. That's the big backbone that goes on the 300, all right? Okay, that's their signature backbone. And I'm gonna stick a couple of XTM, these XTM light bars. These are 31s. I've sort of figured they'll go up the front there. And I'm gonna do what's called a double stack. So I'm gonna double stack them, okay? And what I'm going to use all of Rhino Rack's Stow It system. Now this is a little starter pack. You would have seen me use this before, and that'll give me the mounting, okay? The mounting that I can bolt onto here, and you'll see how easily it all goes together. So I can get double light bars, I can put a shovel on the side, might even go a double shovel, and maybe later on we'll do some side lights as well. But for now, we'll get some lights on.
There you go, buddy.
Oh, you're here, mate. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, mate.
I thought it was you that just turned up.
Our roof rack is a lot easier with 2 men.
It is. All right, let's get cracking. We'll get the old frame off this thing here. Okay, bar A. So we're flipping. Bar. Front. Let's get some light bars on the front. .300 ready to rock and roll. Next job now is we've got to head down the road and drop it off at McCormack's, and a whole pile of other goodies are going to be installed in this 300. Here we go, mate, got some stuff for you.
Hey, what have we got today?
Oh yeah, bits and pieces.
Nice, just some of that table there.
Alright. We'll chuck all that in. How's it going?
Yeah, good. We got the door system back in there.
Yeah.
So just waiting on that, little bits and pieces so I can line them up.
Excellent. Alright, well you need one of them under the bonnet. And then we'll stick one of those to do some towing.
Good timing.
Right, and then we'll stick one of those so we can see what's going on. We'll hardwire that sucker in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hardwire that one in.
We can make it record 24/7 if you like, put it onto the weekend.
Let's go. And we can put this one somewhere. We got to
The screen.
find a cool spot to put that.
Control your lights and stuff.
Yeah, that's the one.
Excellent.
And just in case you want to plug the hairdryer in.
I'll make some toasties.
That's it. No, that'll be cool. It's looking good in here. You know, I've been pondering over the colours of this 300 for so long now, and it's one of the hardest decisions that I reckon I've got to make on this build is what bloody colour to make it. So, and I've been looking through this thing as a swatch here. What do you reckon? That one? There's a real cool one here. What about that one? Metallic blue, yeah, right. So that's been the hardest part. Anyway, I made the decision and it's now gonna be done today. They're gonna start work on it. So let's get the 300 down to Sinorama. Cross fingers, I got the right color for this truck. Well, I'm down at McCormack's again, and I'm just going to duck in because I need to see what's happening with the build. There's a fair bit going on, and there's been a lot of phone calls and all that sort of stuff to organise bits and pieces. Now that the Rhino rack is on and all that stuff's on, that's just the beginning of this whole build. So at the moment, the stage we're at is I'm pretty sure that the whole front end of the truck is in bits. We're looking to put the off-road animal bull bar on, which has been, let me think, it's been color-coded, and they've matched, from what I've heard, they've matched it to the wrap. I remember thinking about the wrap just constantly trying to work out what's going to be the best color to suit it. So I'm going to get a first look at the wrap. The back end of this truck, what's going in the back of it, there's a fair bit going on there as well. But it is far from finished and we're definitely running out of time. So let's go and have a quick look to see how it's going and make sure that it's, it's still moving along so we can get this job done. So obviously down at McCormack's, and they've got a fair bit going on in their workshop at the moment. So we're sort of trying to squeeze it in there between other bits and pieces and trying to, I suppose coordinate everybody. The sign guy's got to come off. So the guy that does the wrap at Sinorama, they're going to come in today. They've got to do some final detailing. We're really spending, McCormack's are really spending some time doing the real finer touches in this truck. So the grille is going to be painted and some really cool colors going on there. What else is happening? I've got an exhaust that we've got to put on today as well. Torque have sent down an exhaust. I'm keen to see what that looks like before it goes on. Here we are. Here we got Bodie over here at the moment, working on the grill. Come and have a look at this grill. Hey, mate. We're here.
How are you, buddy?
How you going, bud? Good,
good.
What's
going on?
Oh, we'd come down to see, mate, how it's been going, because I know I spend a truckload of time on the bloody telephone.
Yeah.
Trying to ring and coordinate stuff, and you're doing exactly the same thing. I bet you're busy as hell here too.
Crazy, mate.
Stuff's just going on everywhere. Yeah, no, the one thing that I noticed with the 300 was because it's so new, it's so hard. People are like, yeah, man, we haven't even built that yet, or we're still fine tuning that, and all those sort of things are coming, and we're having those problems.
Yeah.
But I just noticed that was the first thing that caught my eye when we popped in here this morning. I literally saw that and went, boom!
Yeah,
look at that.
It looks smick, doesn't it?
That looks pretty cool. So this is the grills.
That's the grill.
Yeah.
Obviously the same coloured thumb, but we've obviously stripped it all down, then done it on a satin black with clear on it, and then done the same with the letters. So
that's looking pretty good actually.
It is looking good.
It caught my eye. So
then
that's cool.
We're going to satin out the badges and satin out the tail lights. So give it that black look like Jase likes.
Yeah, that's what I like. But yeah, there's a fair bit going into this truck, considering it's only a wagon.
Yeah.
Right, but obviously the 300s are becoming very popular in your workshop, aren't they?
Yeah, we've noticed a real big increase in them in the last couple of months. So it's pumping along. We're doing a lot of draw systems, RV draws, which we fitted in yours.
I see that going in. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to a lot more 300s. That's for
all right. So let's go over and have a quick look at it and see where we're at with it, because last time I think we were waiting on a Torquett's exhaust.
Yep.
Has that turned up?
Torquett exhaust is here.
All right, so we'll get a look at that today.
Yep.
Wow, look at that wrap.
It's cool, isn't it?
I like it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, nice.
So it's a satin titanium with a metallic through it. Yeah, it's actually got a metallic in it. I see that. That come up really good.
You don't see wraps with metallics much.
No.
Good trick.
So the thing that I found is so hard to pick the colours, like, because what you see in a photograph and what you see on the vehicle is two different things. So, and I wanted to go something that was definitely next level, and that
is next
yeah,
level.
I reckon it is.
Yeah.
And of course you've done all the door handles.
That's the door handles there.
Yeah, so all that's done in-house.
Obviously that'll match the grille.
Yeah.
You want to go to the bar and have a bit of a
yeah, look at the bar, like.
So obviously in-house we've matched that
Oh, you've matched it like
to the
almost
actual
perfectly, yeah.
So that's a satin matte finish, and that's the new 300 Toro bar, mate. So she's going to be pretty smack.
Right off the press.
This is the first one being fitted on a GR as we speak.
Yeah, fair enough.
So got your lights, mate, your winch, your XTM.
Yeah, we'll stick the winch in. No, we're getting there. Well, we got some lights, that's a start. You got this light in here. I may have to get one of those. I might have to duck down and grab one.
Well, yeah, I think you might have to.
Because I forgot to bring it.
That's
no,
right.
It's coming together good. Have a look in the back. What's happening in the back?
So we've got the RV premium system here. We've got the red arc red vision we've got there. We've got the inverter on and off button there rather than the red arc one. It's a bit neater.
Yeah. So we've got switching there. No, that looks good.
We've just got to run the compressor hose out here yet, which we haven't done.
Yep. No, and we got that Bluetooth set up with the
Bluetooth
compressor as
for
well.
the compressor,
Yeah. No, I'm keen to see how that goes.
Yeah.
And then we've got a
Cargo barrier.
cargo barrier, yeah, so we can mount. Yeah, here it is. Mount this little sucker here. Look at that.
Bit of doof.
What goes in the back there, do you know? Is that where you put your...
It's like a battery pack, so you can take it out and then
take
carry
it
it
out.
around.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool.
I haven't seen it, I just sent the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's the EXO gear. She's going in. No, that's good. So that's going to go in, so we get a bit of bush doof. Or a bit of piano music to calm the nerves,
Bit of
maybe.
casein.
Yeah, so whack that in there. That's going to go and mount up into there like that. So that'll be hardwired in. We're going to hardwire that in.
Hardwire that in, yep.
Yeah, we'll hardwire it in. I'm not going to...
Remove it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like walking around the sticks like this.
Gun one side.
Yeah, no, it scares the animals, mate. Yeah, we're not here to scare everyone. Yeah, no, that's good. We're getting there.
Lights on the side are all done.
Oh, yes. Side lights.
Aerial.
Yeah, this is that new aerial. So I ran into a guy, get this, I ran into a guy, I was actually down in Sydney. He said, oh, Jase, blah, 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 I got this new product and I'm keen for you to have a crack at it. And I went, okay, no worries, send me it. It's HGA, which is, and I'm not even sure what HGA stands for.
No, me either.
I'll have to find out. It's an electric aerial, or it's an actuator that brings this aerial up to here. Well, it's not hooked up yet, is it?
No.
You're going to see that shortly anyway, so we're working on that still. So that's going to be pretty cool and interesting. That'll get our Uniden aerial up when we need it and down when we don't. So let's face it, we don't need it up all the time. But
Clear views, waiting on clear views.
oh yes, yeah, they're going to be here very shortly. The mirrors, the new Clearview mirrors. So
And the electric.
oh yes, and the Powerslide. So there's lots of stuff to go in yet. Have a look inside this car. I don't know whether you've seen inside it yet. I may have shown you already, but get a load of the trim in this thing. So there you go. That's a quick update. So let's get cracking on to the exhaust today.
Yep.
And what was the other
We'll
thing?
get the bar on today and we'll get the flares on.
Yeah, and we'll get some flares. Yeah, we got some flares coming as well because she's pumped out now with the tyres and rims.
Yeah.
So we got the tyres and rims on. They've come up smick.
Yeah.
I like them. They
big
look really
buggers.
good. Yeah.
How big are they?
No, they're only 285s.
Are they?
Yeah.
What is it, a 33?
33.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Suspension's in, all that sort of stuff's in. You would have seen that going in.
What's the go with the outback armour? I've noticed it's got a coil over plus a coil. Is that new?
Yeah.
I can't think I can even buy that. How did you get that?
So it's a coil and then it's got a coil over.
Over, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get that for?
Oh, we've had that for a while.
Oh, we don't get that.
Don't you?
Nah.
Oh, there you go, mate.
So
So
have to go and see outback armour.
have a look in there. You'll notice that it's obviously a coil rear end, and then it's got a coil over the shock. And what it is, it's like a helper coil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep cracking. really liking it. So we're getting the exhaust put on it. There's some bits and pieces. So it's stainless steel exhaust. Now, obviously DPF these days, they're everywhere. They're on all vehicles, especially the new ones. So we're not taking the DPF off, obviously, because you're not allowed to drive it on the road legally. So Torquid have come up with a little clever trick, and it's going to be pretty cool because it's a new thing. Okay, it's something that I've never heard of before, and basically it's going to make a DPF exhaust sound good, and that's really hard to do because let's face it, the second you put a DPF on a diesel, you can't hear that engine. You can't, it's not like the 79. That thing was out of control. As soon as you put a DPF on it, you just lose that sound, that awesome sounding truck. So what Torquid have done is they've come up with this new concept that'll allow it to have a proper legal exhaust system, okay, which is a DPF backed stainless steel exhaust system, but also give you the sound that you're looking for when you're driving your car. We'll get this exhaust ready to go, and it's going to go on today. I haven't even really had a crack at this V6 yet to see how hardcore it goes. Like, it goes all right, but I haven't really had a solid drive of it. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes, and then see how it goes once it gets tuned up and get some horsepower into it. There you go. So there's a piece of what's going to go on this truck. Don't drop it. I don't want to put a dent in it. So that looks like it's about that might be 2.5, might even be 3 inch. I'll have to check that. So it's going to look good, that's for sure. And then that new thing that I'm talking about, it's going to sound good. Can't wait. Hopefully it sounds better than that. Right, that's the jigsaw puzzle. Put all that together and whack her on. Oh, there we go, look at that. Does that make sense to you? Interesting, isn't it? What is that? That's part of the exhaust. That's that thing I was telling you about. That is going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Or how that sounds, more like it. Very interesting. There's 2 of them, see? There she is. That's the computer, the brain. We just got to stick the little badge on, and look, this is the attention to detail on this build, and look, that's what it's all about here anyway with Bodie. He likes the attention to detail. So what I've done is I've tinted that as well. So it's the off-road animal bar, obviously, and we've tinted that as well, and that little attention to detail makes all the difference, and that's what we want to do with this truck. I want it to be the wickedest 300 that you've ever seen. Mate, that Fairlead, what do you reckon we do with this? That's shiny and chromy.
Yeah, we can satin it.
I reckon we do it, eh?
You want it in orange or black?
What do you reckon?
I reckon we do it in orange.
I reckon too.
Yep.
Where does it sit in the thing? Like, so you've got the bar in, so it'd sit about here.
Yeah, it'll sit like that.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. You can't have that. Mate, we spent the time to get the chrome out of this.
You can't leave that there, right?
Nah, shit no.
Especially with the
Well, you remember Ram Eater?
Yeah.
So we painted them on Ram Eater and made all the difference, eh?
Even the shovels and the axes.
Yeah, everything. Made all the difference. What do you reckon about the shovel?
Mate, the blue doesn't look right. You reckon we go a bit of orange there and then through the centre?
I reckon.
Then your max tracks will just finish it off.
Yeah, you got the max. We got the max tracks there.
Yeah.
These ones here, the extremes.
The grey.
That's the they call these the gunmetal.
Yeah.
Extremes, right? Look at the colour, mate.
Almost spot on, especially with the black.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. And then we whack in maybe the orange, so I'd maybe go like split them.
Yeah.
Orange, something like that on the roof, and then, but that shovel,
Yeah.
I reckon you've got to orange. I don't know, might just set it off, you know?
What about if we even go orange the spade? I know it might come off.
No, I'm not worried about coming off. I'm just like,
Orange the
boom.
spade, black, and then orange that.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll just do the orange, the centre,
Yeah,
and that.
yeah, I reckon that and that.
Yeah. Righto,
Yeah.
too easy. We'll get it done then, eh?
I reckon. Gonna need a bit of trimming on that one. I've got a rear bar coming. I'm hoping that comes in time. We've got a tune to go into it yet. Right, so now that I've done the exhaust and power upgrade, okay, from Torkit, I just want to show you quickly what I've been working on in the rear end of this truck. Remember, it's a wagon, which means I'm used to fitting out canopies. So first of all, what I did was I had to get rid of that plastic rear bumper because that thing was going to get torn clean off if you do any sort of serious off-roading. So straight to, there's a mob called Razzler, put a rear bar in, which allowed the spare wheel to come out from underneath and go on the back, as you can see, and some room for a bit of spare jerry cans. All right, so you have a look. It's got a couple of swing away doors so you can access the back like that. So a couple of swing away doors. And I've been putting in a few little extra cool features myself here in my own workshop just to finish this build off. So it's got the rear drawers in the back, which is the RV Premium, okay, with all the blacked out and the nice carpet. And, you know, they've got little lids and stuff like that. You know, help for space saving. But one of the things, the coolest things that I've been working on is the actual air system. So the ability to pump up 4 tyres at once when you're, you know, you're coming off the beach. Now, you've obviously seen the tyre deflators. So let's deflate some tyres first, and then I'll show you how I can pump up 4 tyres at once using this inbuilt air system in the back of this truck. On this side. Now you see how I deflate 4 tyres at once with the Boss Airs. Now I want to show you is how I inflate 4 tyres at once with this clever little system I've got hooked up in the back. All right, so we've got 2 hoses, 2 connection points, connected to a compressor under here, and an app. So it's all controlled by an app. So I'm going to stick 1 hose in down that end, stick 1 hose on here, like that. Taking these off first. Alrighty, so set my preset. So I've got a preset set here at 45 PSI. Turn the compressor on, it's already connected to it. And the phone will alert me as soon as those tyres have been pumped up to the correct pressure. Now, I might just have a bit of a squiz in the fridge while I'm waiting, because it does it all itself. Quick check. They're about halfway at the moment. And it's that easy, simple as that. 4 tyres at once, I don't have to worry about pressures. It's all controlled in the app. The compressor under there, it's quite a big compressor, twin cylinder compressor, pumps out a lot of air. You've got 2 little fittings on the side here. Basically, it's that simple. Oh, there you go. Just stops automatically, yep. Perfect, 45 PSI. So all the tyres now are pumped up at 45 PSI, all 4 tyres. All right, let's have a look here. So now it's just a matter of going pop, pop. All right, so I'll show you. There it is. All right, guys, so this is the most, I don't know, this is the coolest part of this whole build. And I spent a couple of days installing this system into the back of this truck. Now, if you have a look here, have a look at this sound system here. So this is a sound bar sitting up and it's mounted to the back tailgate of this truck. Now, I spent a bit of time making brackets and ran all the wires down in here. I've got a subwoofer. That's the main player there. And I don't know about you, man, but this is pretty cool. Watch this. So have a look at that. So it's a sound system built into the back there. Mate, if you've just like the lights to start with, like it's pretty cool. You don't have to play it so loud at the campsite, mind you. You probably upset your neighbours camp beside you. But other than that, it's a pretty cool setup. Look, let's face it, a lot of people like to listen to music, especially when they're out camping. That's what it's available for. So with all those lights going on, I'm sure the kids will love it. I know my kids absolutely love it. So there you go, guys. That is a couple of cool features in the back of this build of this 300 Series Landcruiser. This whole setup in the back here, I'm not used to running around in a wagon. I think the last time I ran around in a wagon was a 76 Landcruiser, and that was some time ago now. I found that there's a fair bit of space here compared to the 76 Landcruiser, and I've tried to set it up that way. So eventually I'll probably put some awnings on the side. I don't know about you guys, but I reckon it's one of the coolest 300s in the country.